Hello there.
Hey, my name's Jack, and this is my guide to a deep wounds WolfBarb. I finally managed to get myself a wolf howl, and as I said in my other video in doing the closed beta, I explained a little bit how open wounds work and what it does. Is that deep wounds scales very nicely and has a high chance of reaching like high damage numbers. It doesn't work on other classes like very well because they don't have deep wounds, but it works on the barbarian very well. I've seen people run Whirlwind actually together with deep wounds, but since I like playing Werewolf a lot, this is my variant of WolfBarb. Basically, the skills are very simple. It is just like a normal WolfBarb. We don't need combat skills, obviously. We put all points into Battle Cry. Then we put everything into Deep Wounds and Grimoire. This is actually very useful. I may explain later. And personally, I like to go for the Iron Skin, and then you can put some points into increased speed to fix your attack rating, since you don't have a very high level werewolf transformation, which also gives you some attack speed, but mostly not high enough to reach certain breakpoints just with a 60 IAS weapon and your werewolf form, like a Fury Druid would be able to do. And I think the rest then goes into Shout. That's pretty much the skill tree. Gear, obviously Wolfhowl. I put a laser camera into this one and put an open wounds jewel in it. The only weapon that this build is going to use is Messerschmidts Reaver. This weapon is just amazing in every way. It has high AD, it gives enhanced maximum damage, bonus attack rating, and has the highest open wounds damage of any weapon in this season. The best is obviously getting a 6 OS weapon and putting 4 Shaels and then either 2 Omrunes or 2 open wound jewels in it. The chest is in the end game going to be a Chains of Honor, but when you're still starting out, I haven't quite dropped that bear rune for myself yet. A Duress rune word is very good because it also gives chance of open wounds. It has nice ED, it has nice enhanced damage. This Dash Road is reaching 1300 defense, pretty fucking good. Gives you a good amount of FHR and resistances. Then obviously Dracula's Grasp. This is amazing gloves for this build. The open wounds chance plus the lifesteal is very nice with some strength. The rest is just like Ravenfrost. In the other one, I would put in a Whisk with Heart of the Wolverine. Here later, a Badungo. After you fix your resistances, like you can replace bracelets. You can, like early on, is to swap between a Warcries and a Masteries, Blue Ami. But later, like in the end game, you want a +3 Maras, and then you don't have to ever swap again. Basically, the plus, you could get a +4, but I doubt it's honestly worth it compared to a Maras who gives all resistance and all stats. And the boots, honestly, there's not a lot of great unique boots. Like you could put like a Waterwalk or the higher version Sandstorm track, but honestly I think triple resistance boots with like faster one walk, some magic find is really nice, and that's all you need. In your swap, obviously you put on Warcry sticks. Early on you can craft yourself one of these, a nice open wounds belt. It's gonna be nice to fix your open wounds chance. I currently have 100 with this setup of mine, since the deep wounds also gives you some chance. I hit perfectly 100, that's quite nice. You also probably want this. You want a hardcover, just for the find item and nothing else, right? So after you're done with a map, you just go around, you just find item the map. This map that I was running, I actually hawked myself this nice string of ears. It's only 11%. And since we're talking about it, we can talk about the Merc. Early on, when you don't have something like this, like an M damage and striking weapon, you go for the new Act 4 Merc, which is really, really nice. It's a very tanky, survivable Merc because it gets bone armor. The Dark Merc. But when you get yourself like a Gavel of Pain or the two-handed sword, there's also Reaper's Toll. There's like multiple weapons that you can get, which gives you amplified damage to striking. You get yourself a Might Merc. This is like not even remotely like the gear that you should have on your Merc. I think you want a Leviathan with which rolls like 20 to 30 PDR. Then you want the Vampire Gaze, a Vodongo String of Ears, like for maximum survivability. Then these gloves are actually really amazing. They give lifesteal IAS, exactly what this Merc needs. And some resistance on the boots is completely fine. Stats. So it's always just enough strength that you can equip your gear. The only problem that a WolfBarb has is that the Wolfball helmet got nerfed. It got its Feral Rage removed, so we don't get movement speed, lifesteal, extra damage, extra attack rating, and extra melee splash radius. Like, Feral Rage is a really good skill, right? So we sadly have to put a lot of it into dexterity. I mean, until you get yourself like a Wisp, which is obviously very expensive just to fix the attack rating, but honestly there's no other way, right? Another way that is actually really nice incorporated into this build is Grimward. Grimward gives actually a good amount of attack rating, which then scales with the weapon's bonus to attack rating. So with this, the dex and the weapon and Grimward, I have 10k, which is like enough to pretty much hit everything most of the time. Vitality, yeah, and then you just put the rest into Vitality. That is pretty much the stats. I'm gonna show off some bossing footage. I have this footage from this current map that I was running. Like, this build, like, as always, WolfBarb is just amazing because of Warcry. You can just hit all the immunes. You don't even need, you can run fizz immune maps. It's great. I also have some footage from the closed beta here. This is like a min-max, well, quote-unquote min-max corruptions when available during the closed beta. So this is actually, I was testing a Fury Druid build. So the damage can go way higher than this. Is this hardcore viable? Yes. I mean, it's a werewolf build, right? Like, you get the extra survivability from just being a shapeshifter who, you know, how shapeshifting works when you get hit to, instead of just instantly dying when you get hit to below 1 HP, you need to first get removed from your shapeshift and then you get hit again and then you die. That makes it so hardcore viable. And as I've also shown in the gameplay, this build has a lot of like life leech, so it's very hardcore viable for sure. But you need to be, you know, put more points into life. Iron Skin is really nice. I would always have this. Map mods. So these are the maps mods that I was running. So you can pretty much, the only thing that I wouldn't run ever is the Drain Life map mods. And I don't know if you people know this, but it actually reduces the amount of life leech you get from monsters that you leech. You need to watch out for maps which have only undead monsters or like a lot of undead monsters, because you can leech from undead monsters. So I wouldn't ever run also dolls, Shrieking Terrors. Succubes are really annoying. They're fizz immune, and let's say you have a rare mob, a rare Succubee mob. They have an inherent fizz immunity, and they can roll fizz immunity with Stone Skin. So, and you cannot break that with Amplify and Warcry. I have tried it. It doesn't work. So watch out for Succubus. Those are really dangerous. Other than that, it's a really nice mapping build. You can just run through everything, just tank everything. You have enough life leech. Maybe don't take like the obvious problem that I see many people do, where you take like multiple of these physical damage, extra damage mods. Like I think 1 or 2, like 2 is already sketchy. 3 absolutely not. That is just like instant death. Watch out for Crushing Blow. Crushing Blow is really dangerous. I have noticed that I believe that the Crushing Blow for the monsters is the original D2 Crushing Blow, where you don't get capped at 60%. So I would never run Crushing Blow. That is too dangerous. Here's a quick rundown of the maps and which maps you should run and which ones you should not run. Amulet Battlefield is nice. Bastion Keep early on, it has the ability to spawn these system units at Horizon's Memory. Is actually a really nice layout, except there's a lot of cold enemies and enemies who will freeze you, and also Doom Knights, and they will cost the same one that bulk, which slows your movement and your attack speed. I can't remember the name right now. Lost Temple, this is a nice one. Some of the ones are a bit tanky, but honestly, you got the damage for it. Phlegathon, completely fine, I'd say. The fetish is actually quite nice in the Fallen, because many times when you have a lot of density, there's a lot of them, and it just gives you a lot of items. Horizon Jungle, I really don't like this map. The layout is shit, and the monsters are annoying. And together with like these rivers that you can see here on the map, they make running the map very annoying, because the enemies are like constantly also flying over the river and so forth and so forth. It's annoying. Rune system is actually pretty nice. It like these vile archers and hunters can be dangerous, because when they get extra fast and extra strong as a rare mob, they just come at you at the speed of light. So you need to watch out for that. Other than that, the other ones are kind of fine. Ancestor Trial, it can roll these Physical Spectres, but you can break them. But they also have these Bone Mages, which freeze you in these Minions of Destructions, together with the Spider Maguses. I honestly, I'd avoid this map. Fall of Cadium, I like Fall of Cadium, like all like looking at these Physimiones right here, like the highest is 50. Like all the enemy, like zombies are slow, Hellstorms are slow, Flying Scimitar, like these are all like Fall of Cadium is really nice map. Royal Crypts, it can get these Claw Wipers who also not only have a high fist resistance, they also like push you, they knock back you. And Bone Archers are really dangerous. Like they get underestimated a lot. Sometimes they're an absolute firing squad, especially like a rare mob spawn of Bone Archers. You can run this map, but it's kind of rippy, just because of these two. Runes of Vizier. This map is actually one of the earliest maps that got put into the game. There's a lot of demons, so you kind of fine on that front. It has like a mixture of like I have 3 enemies. The only one that has a high amount of these Thorn Hogs, and they have a lot of HP too. Moon Clients have a good amount of damage, and the Dark Rangers and Black Lanterns the same as the other map. Watch out for extra fast, extra strong on these ones. Benches are nice because there's a lot of them, so good amount of loot. Zealots can be kind of annoying. I don't know what's wrong with their AI, but they just run away from you. Like they see you, they run. I don't know what's wrong with that. Sanatorium was completely fine, as like the same. Val Archers, Val Hunters, same as the other map. Bloodlords, Bloodlords get the Fury skill from Barbarian, and these guys have a lot of HP, but they actually don't have any fist resistance. So if you put Battle Cry and M on them, they die quite fast. Shadows of Westmarch can roll these Moon Clans and Succubus, which normally have fist resistance, but these ones don't. But like when there's too many succubes on the screen and they're just spamming their attack, their range attack, it can be really cancer. Siege beasts, they have so much HP, it's actually insane. Zombies also lots of HP. I would honestly avoid this map. Like, it's just gonna be a slog. Just like you can totally do this map, but it's just an absolute slog. Ashen Plains has Burning Souls. I mean, do I even need to say more? I'd rather not run this map. It's fucking rippy as fuck. Everybody loves Blood Moon. Blood Moon is the best map in the game. You should only have Blood Moons in your inventory. When you can achieve that, you have achieved perfect map running. Blood Moon is just the best map. Like, there's so many bovines. You can easily kill them. They don't do much. They're slow. Amazing map in every way. I mean, except maybe the Cold Queen is a Death Lord, actually. But honestly, you're fine. Canyon of Secheron. Soul Killers. These are the Act 3 hell version of these Shinders and fetishes. That's quite nice. The Doom Knights. These are annoying. They constantly curse you. Frozen Abyss, they like to freeze you. You can run this map, but it's gonna be a bit of a slog, I guess. And next we have Kyrgyzstan Marketplace. Val Archers, Val Hunters, I guess kind of fine, but everything else, there's not a lot of Fizres. All the rest is just completely fine. It's a fine map. Pandemonium Citadel. So these can roll these Stygian Furies. They have the same range attack as Succubus. So if there's a lot of them, it can be really, really bad. Players are nice. Damned, I think this is the Hell version or the Nightmare version, one of the two of the Act 4 Doom Knight casters. Other than that, I think the rest is pretty much fine. Except maybe these. If they spawn as a rare mob with Stone Skin, which is honestly very likely since you're playing a physical melee build, you cannot break that. I think I'd rather avoid this map just because of that. Rivers of Blood, or River of Blood, amazing map. The skeleton archers are kind of dangerous when they bunch up, and a lot of them are shooting at you at the same time. The Doom Knights, they like to curse you. Council members, the Hydras are honestly, like, they almost do nothing. I think this map is really nice. I mean, just looking at the layouts, it's really large. There's a lot of monsters in there, and there's actually 2 bosses. Belial and Avunaus, the Rotten. So, double boss loot. Amazing map, honestly. Sewers of Haragath, completely fine. Players, fetishes, like a lot of enemies. Honestly, there's nothing wrong here. This is probably one of the best T3s to run next to Blood Moon. Throne of Insanity. There's actually a lot here. This map can be very rippy because of these Flesh Hunters, Flesh Lancers, and Flesh Archers together with the Doomcasters cursing you. But at the point where you're just running T3 maps, you should be honestly very fine. There's a lot of demons here, so you can, if you have a Chains of Honor, you can absolutely take advantage of that. And then we got Tomb of Zoltan Skull, which gets these scarabs with fizz immunity. I'd avoid this map just because of these alone, right? These scarabs, when you hit them, they put down these lightning bolts, like with Sorcerer's Charge Bolt ability. Absolutely annoying, together with the Minions of Destruction who bash you and like stun you and knock back you at the same time, and the Return Mage who roll all different damage types, including cold. I'd rather not run this map just because of Minions of Destruction plus these scarabs can be very, very rippy when they like manage to they corner you. Maybe not corner you, but you know, they bash you you're stuck and you're just getting hit by the scarabs. It's bad. Also, the dark familiars are very rippy when they get extra fast, and that's pretty much the maps for this build. So how good is this build compared to our conventional Fury Druid? So, as I've said before, Wolfhowl does not have Feral Rage. Feral Rage is very, very good. I think when it comes to absolute endgame damage, I think the Fury Druid is a little bit actually lower because it doesn't have Battle Cry. Like this ability makes WolfBarb so much better than any Fury Druid, simply because you can break immunities and it doesn't count as a curse, so you can stack it together with amplified damage. That just makes it amazing in every way. And like this is the reason why WolfBarb is one of the best bosses in the game, right next to, like, I'd say like Fireclaw, Bear, and some Dream Paladins. Meteor Socks is also really good. Like, you can double your fist damage reduction, and fist reduction isn't as rare as like magic resistance, but the amount that is on enemies is a lot lower than, like, let's say like cold resistance or fire resistance. These are a lot harder to break than fist resistance. Fist resistance is mostly in the like 100, 110, 120 range. And monsters that do not have these extra resistances are like 50, 70, 80, and that is, I mean, this is already minus 27 plus amplified damage. Is like, you can reach minus degrees easily. I say that a Fury Druid is more tankier and like safer in a certain way because of Feral Rage having so much lifesteal and like so much extra movement speed. This one is honestly, it's a bit slow for my taste, but I don't like putting faster run walks into my build. You can honestly deal with it. It's like, it's obviously not as fast as a Fury Druid, but it's fine. It's fine. It's like playing like maybe a Whirlwind Barb or like a melee zone. You know, it's fine. It's more damage, but it trades off some survivability and movement compared to the Fury Druid. That's my video guide. I'm going to continue playing this build. I really like it. I enjoy this a lot, actually, and I think the damage that you can reach in the end is very nice because of how hard Deep Wound scales. Yeah, if you like the video, subscribe, leave a like.